It's Deanna with Vintage Cottage Stitches here for my weekly floss tube. It is April 16th. I'm doing my video a little later today. It's almost 4:30. It's been a busy day around here. I got everything done. My pictures for the house are taken, but I just told the realtor, let's hold off for a couple days. The lake is at the top of my seawall, which is really high. So we're gonna hold off for a few days. I don't have any flooding yet. It's just blowing on the seawall, but all is good. Okay, so last time I told you about my drawer that I purchased, my little red drawer. This one has some stands, some legs to make it stand up a little higher, which I'm okay with because I could slide a pattern underneath it or something. So I wanted to show you the pattern. And the pattern is the Scarlet House. She did it for a retreat. She did it on perforated paper. And from what I can find, she's not going to produce the pattern for it. I don't know why, but I thought it was adorable. And this is a picture of it. Scissors and more in my little red drawer. I am going to put a pincushion, and I'll probably do some scissors. I'm not sure what else, but this is my plan. I thought it was so cute. So that is on my agenda as soon as I can get to it. Okay, so let me get into my stitching. I did not have a lot of stitching time this week, but I did get some work on a couple projects. Okay, so my first project is, it's the Crochet Go-Go, and it is Babbo Natale 2024. I thought that one's really cute with the reindeer and Santa. He does have some squirrely lines on his coat. Let me take it out of this package. He does have some squirrely lines on his coat. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do those. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the features on the bottom either. Okay, so I'm off here. But you can see the squirrely lines on his coat. It just looks a little busy to me. So I think I'm going to simplify it and maybe take the reindeer and the trees off also. The pocket's okay. And the holly coming out of it's okay. So it's got quite a bit of trees in the distance. I think that's kind of cool. And I love the wreath around Rudolph's nose. So I did start this. This is for my Christmas stitching. I am doing this on cottage stone from Color and Cotton. It's a 36 count, and I converted all the floss to Color and Cotton. So here is what I have done so far. I don't know why I'm going the wrong way today. I'm in a different spot. So this is how far I've gotten with it. So I've started Santa's arm. I need to get to his beard so I can decide if I want to put, the cuff has open spots, as you can see, and they have black in them. Well, I guess it's a brown. Looks like for the speckled look, I'm not quite sure I want to do that either. So I want to see the cream and the white from the beard together. That's the nice thing though, we can just change it up. Okay, so that's what I've gotten done on that this week. I am going to keep stitching on it, I have decided, just to get a little bit more progress on it. Okay, and that I'm keeping in my Tilda Merry Little Christmas bag. And the colors that I converted it to are, I love my organization for my floss. I love the color and cotton. I found that old DVD stand, and it had the pegs going across it where it would hold the DVDs or CDs in it. And I do it by color. It's very easy to put the floss away. My DMC is in my antique cabinet. That is a pain to put the floss away. So I procrastinate on putting my floss away. Okay, so the flosses I'm using for this are Color and Cotton, Broad Linen. Let me turn this a little bit more. Pear Medium, Macrame, Pear Dark, Drummer's Drumming, Garnet, Storybook, Woodland, Autumn Breeze, Scarecrow, Bold Princess, Mesa, might have to stop and let my dog in, Browned Butter, Paving Stones, Harbor Seal, Driftwood, and Salamander. So I think that all the colors look really nice on the fabric. It just flows nicely. Okay. I do have another pattern that I'm supposed to bring out in my Christmas, and I'll probably kit that up sometime this weekend and try to get a start on that. I just would like to have more of a start than this. Okay. This bag was made by Nana Judy. Forgot to put my pattern in it. It was made by Nana Judy. Okay, next up I have, take it out of there, Quilting Bee by Lori Holt, Bee in My Bonnet. This is a club that I'm doing with Fat Quarter Shop, and I have made the decision that I'm going to do all the borders together. It's an every other month club. There will be 6 in total. I'm going to match the borders, and I did change the color of my machine. For this, I have only picked out a few of the flosses because I want to decide what I want to do for my colors on the bottom here for the quilt. I need to decide what I would like to use. Okay, so this I am doing on Fiber on a Whim, cream and sugar, 36 count. And I have just made a list on my card of all the called for flosses, and I will fill them in as I pick the floss that I want to use, so it's kind of an in progress thing. I have picked a few of them so far. So the first one I'm using is 07. I love this color. I actually need to get more of it because that's going to be my border color. I thought it's very neutral. And then I picked out two tealy colors. The first one is 928. That's this one. So 928. And the second one is 926. So that's going to be my sewing machine. And then I picked out a couple of reds. I picked out Color and Cotton Candy Apple. And then I picked out Color and Cotton Bing Cherry. So that's all the floss I've picked out for it so far. Okay, so the fabric again is cream and sugar. And this is what I was able to get done. I just think that 07 just pops nicely on this fabric. This is the called for fabric. I'm not sure what fabric it was stitched on because they listed all the different counts of fabric on there. So that is my progress on that. And I've got a big piece here, so I'm hoping I can get all 6 of them on it. That's why I didn't cut it down, because I'll just keep them in the same bag. And for that, I am using a bag that I made. It's a tomato bag, and the inside fabric is like pattern sheets. So both of those were starts for this week. Next up, I have a whip that I pulled out. It's a G Ledger 1898. I love this one. So I thought I just need to start making some progress on it. So that is my plan. I pulled flosses. I did have to substitute a couple. These are all DMC flosses. One of my substitutes was 3753. And the other substitution was 356. And so for the 356, it called for 355. And for the 3753, was, I think it was the 3853. Yeah, no, I lied. It called for 3752, and I substituted it one up to 3753. So that's my substitutions. This is being stitched on 40 count palette. It's kind of got a pink cast to it, but I thought that would be really pretty with it. And I have aged some spots on it. They actually did it around the letters, but I don't know what's going to happen to the floss if I do that. So I put a couple spots, and I am going to try it on one to do around the letters, because I just like the way the aged look is. So this is what I've been able to get done. I think I had the A and part of the B. So I was able to get the rest of that alphabet done. Then I need to, my dog's barking at someone out there. Then I need to work on my border more. But I thought it'd be nice to do the border as I go. So that is that one. I might have to look at my fabric now that I'm looking at it. I might have done it the wrong way. I'll have to look at that. That just hit me because it's much longer. So I always question myself. I've never done that before, so hopefully I didn't, because I have a lot of time into that stitching. But I'll check it out. Okay, and then next up, I have the Field Mice Hollow by Brenda Gervais. And I was able to get a finish on that. Turned out very cute. I'm supposed to be working on witches for my Halloween tree that I purchased at the end of the season. And I just don't know if this one's too big for that. So I'm kind of thinking I'm going to make it into a pillow. And then I think I might stitch the two witches again and make those into ornaments. Because the tree I bought is not, I don't remember how tall it was. If it was, it might be 6 foot tall, but it's a skinny tree. So I'm afraid that if I finish this as an ornament, it would overwhelm the tree. So I'm gonna try to work on that this week to stitch the two mice. I think that'll be a better decision for that. I love how the laces turned out. So that's a finish. For that one, the floss was a mixture of flosses that I have together for Halloween projects. So I have 2 put together, and I just pulled from them for what I was doing. And that one, I have to find my card to say what fabric it is. I might not put it back in there. Yeah, I don't know what I did with my card. I'll have to find my card. But I just pulled colors, sporadic. Lately I've been going into my DMC and I can't find that was stitched on 36 count color and cotton boardwalk is the fabric for that. I thought it looks Halloween-y. So I hope to get a finish on that one this week. I'm trying to stay caught up on my finishing, but I've just packed so much stuff away that I don't know quite how that's going to work. So I'll see about that. Okay, next up, I was able to get some more finishing done. And again, I didn't have the glasses last time, but I told you about them. These are Lori Holt's 5.0 breeders from Fat Quarter Shop. And I can now stitch in more areas. I am stitching without a light. Funny story. my kids come here and they tell me to put my light away, because when I was sitting in my recliner chair and I pull my lamp towards me, because I'm pulling it from one side or the other, it wants to tip. So I asked my husband if he could fix it for me, if he could get like a weight and put a weight on it so it wouldn't tip. So he's like, yeah, I can do that. He goes, here's for temporary. So he went out, he collected cookbooks. So I have thousands of cookbooks, it seems like. But he went out and got one of his cookbooks and a clamp, and he clamped it to the bottom of the lamp. Well, the kids are like, Mom, that looks really dumb. And I'm like, but that's how Dad fixed it. So that's how I'm leaving it. So, but they're like, it looks really dumb. But with these glasses, I can stitch in so many more spots. I mean, with just regular light, because it was the magnification that I was needing. But you might want to check them out. Again, I got them from Fat Quarter Shop. Okay, so the next one, I did not pull the pattern, but it's the Halloween pillows from Brenda Gervais. So I finished them all into pillows like she did. And I decided to keep them, hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. Had to let my dog in. He was being forceful. He forcefully wanted in. Okay, so I finished them as pillows, just as Brenda did. And they're so detailed and so small. I love the spider's eyes. I did French knots. So it turned out really cute. On the back, I just put, it's actually a fleece plaid, but I thought it matches very well to the front because I wanted the stitching to pop out. I don't think I'm going to add anything around it, but if I decide to, after I look at them for a bit, I can always add something to them, but I kind of like them just like this. Okay, so that's the first one. Here's the second one. Again, the same backing. Here's the Ghosts and Goblins. It's got the same backing with some dust. This one I just love. Then I've got the Trick or Treat. Same backing. I will put pins on them to mark the 2026 so I remember when I finished them. I think that one's really cute too. So I have a dough bowl here, but it's not big enough. I just had put a bunch of my stuff away. So they won't all fit in here and have them showing, but they're going to look really cute in a dough bowl. I think that'll be cute. I painted a dough bowl. That would probably work, the one I painted. So that was my FFOs for the week. I still have I have the little mouse from Jingle Ball. I have to finish her, so I'm going to try to work on that this week. And I also have one that says Happy Valentine's, and I'm just going to make that into a pillow. So that is on my plans for this week, to try to finish those two up. I do have some haul. Not very much. This is a bag. I said I was done with the bags. I lied, I guess. This is from Count on Linens, and she puts together kits for the bags. And this is how it came packaged. But let me open it and show you. I've never done one of her bags. But I do need some more red, white, and blue bags. Okay, so in here, she gives you the Lori Holt double zipper. Happy zippers. This is, I don't see the name of the color. I can't read the name of the zipper, but it's the blue one. So we got the zipper. We got this bag charm. Cody. Cody. And then the fabric for this one, this is the center of the bag. Next time I'm going to have to lock him up. Do I have it backwards? Yes. Backwards and upside down. Okay, so that's the front of the bag. And then she gave us a strip of fabric, I'm guessing for the top of the bag. And the binding, I think she has a tutorial. And then it also came with these two fabrics. Very Independence Day-ish. So, and then she gave you the fusible fleece. And then you can use the ribbon to put on your tie too if you want. So I did purchase that. So that is also on my plans to do for this week. And then my last haul is my Color and Cotton Club. And this one is called Chamomile, and it's a 36 count. And back again to my half yard. Last month they gave me 2 different colors, a quarter of each. And back to the half yard, which I would really prefer because I'm trying to build up my fabric stash. And sometimes, you know, there's more than one pattern. So I really like getting the half yard. Okay, so I will be back next week. So my plans are to work on my Christmas one. I would like to actually work on all of the ones that I worked on. I have to check the one and make sure I did it in the right direction. Finish FFO the 2 pieces. And I would love to be able to pull out the embroidery and start working on that, the tea time embroidery. And I think that's it. It should be a pretty quiet week around here. Like I said, I was able to get everything done, and I even got my patio furniture out, so on nice days I can stitch out on the patio. But praying the lake goes down. We had probably maybe 3 or 4 years ago, it might be more than that, but there's a bunch of dams failed, 3 of them I think it was. And there's Sanford Lake is right by Midland. It's right off of I-10. That lake lost every bit of water. So people's homes flooded. A lot of them did not have flood insurance, and some of the houses had to be tore down, and then they still had to pay their mortgage, and it was a real mess. And driving by there, I mean, you see people that still had their pontoons in the water, and just very sad. But that lake is finally filling up. They've had a crane over by the dam for quite some time, so they must have fixed it, and the lake's filling up, so hopefully it'll fill up fast. But we've had so much rain. I looked at the forecast, I think on Saturday, and it was supposed to rain every day for a week. Now it's changed. I think we're supposed to get rain again on Saturday. but it wasn't the high 90 or 100% chance. So, but it was 55 today, and we are getting some warmer temperatures. The other day, my youngest daughter came up and she helped me, and we had, I think it was like 72, so that was pretty nice weather. But that's what I'm waiting for, just so I can enjoy the lake for the rest of the time that I have it. Not quite sure where I'm going when I move back down there. I still have to find a house, but I'll get it done. So, all right, well, I hope you guys have a fun week with lots of stitching. And oh, my husband's birthday was yesterday, and our anniversary was on Sunday, and I made it through. My sister and my brother-in-law called last night, and we had a beer together online on FaceTime, and celebrated my husband's birthday. So I made it through. And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was more positive memories. So I did okay. All right, well, so again, have a great week. Get lots of stitching in, and I will see you next Thursday. Bye.